a high level trend in the energy sector is that these tariffs are, of course, driving costs up. Are there particular risk types or project specific risks that you're seeing having the biggest price increase?
For oil and gas, I think the obvious one is pipe. A lot of pipe is sourced from Europe, Southeast Asia, Asia in general, and the cost to import that pipe have gone up considerably. And that cost gets directly translated to the purchaser, which ends up being our insureds, the subcontractors that are installing the pipe in the oil and gas industry. So their overhead is going up. They're already locked into contracts where their prices are set, their costs are set, and now the costs are going up. So they're actually losing some money in these deals, and they're having to readjust, and it's just creating a headache across the industry. It's in other segments too, equipment, rental equipment. We're talking about truck tractors, dozers, backhoes, those type of things. Those are all increasing in costs. Tools, other types of equipment. So we're seeing it across the board in the industry, particularly with oil and gas. And then Kanan, I know we're seeing those same kind of increases in solar, if you want to touch on a few of those as examples.
Yeah. So the vast majority of solar panels are manufactured in Asia and Southeast Asia. So what we're seeing is a rough increase of between 25 to 45% in the cost to import those solar panels. Obviously, it's always a two-pronged approach. You've got the demand and the supply side, and if demand is waning due to lack of subsidies and top-down federal or state support to consumers to install solar, that's going to put downward pressure on the number of solar projects that are being installed. The other side is supply side. If now the cost of materials has increased significantly, we're at a point where it almost doesn't quite make sense for consumers to put rooftop solar on their homes. And I think it's interesting. We're setting the stage right now on what the problem is, but I also think we need to talk about why. Why is it such a problem, and why is everybody so concerned with how we're sourcing or the mix of our energy supply? And I think it comes down to future demand for energy, and I don't want to kind of jump ahead too much, but there are significant increases to energy demand and consumption patterns coming in the very near future, as soon as 5 years from now. So it's in everybody's best interest to at least monitor what's going on and where we're sourcing our energy from, and then figure out a good combined approach on how we would meet our demands in the future. And solar, while maybe, we went kind of hard in the paint over the last couple of years with installation of solar, I wonder if maybe perhaps the pendulum is swinging a little bit too far away from it, and there needs to be a more moderated approach to energy diversification and sourcing of energy.